says the June 23 deadline given to roadside traders in Ado-Ekiti to relocate is for public safety. Olatuboso, in a statement, described street trading as a security risk, causing traffic congestion, environmental nuisance, and discouraging tourism. He explained that the newly completed Agric Olope market had been equipped with necessary facilities to make the place comfortable for traders. The Information Commissioner urged traders to relocate, assuring that the allocation of shops will be fair and transparent. The Ekiti State Governor, Mr. Biodun Oyebanji, has approved the appointment of 2 tutors general to fill the existing vacancies in the administration of public secondary schools in the state. The Permanent Secretary, Teaching Service Commission, Mr. Michael Boluade, in a statement says Mrs. Ajayi Adekemi and Mrs. Adeshui Temitope will replace Mrs. Adeshola Ogunkorodi and Mrs. Arike Aladesami, who retired after clocking 60 as Tutor General for the Ekiti North and Central districts. Mrs. Ajayi, a former Anchor State Secretary, until her appointment was the Director of Planning, Research and Statistics at the Commission, while Mrs. Adeshui was the Principal of Ikere High School. The appointments take immediate effect. The Ekiti State Teaching Service Commission has said that there will be no designated centers for the computer-based test CBT to be written by candidates who applied for teaching and non-teaching jobs in the public secondary schools in the state, scheduled to commence tomorrow. The Permanent Secretary of the Teaching Service Commission, Mr. Michael Boluade, in a statement noted that applicants sitting for the examination are expected to use internal ready laptop or desktop computers equipped with webcams from their homes or any conducive environment. He explained that attached digital camera is aimed at making the exercise free from any form of examination malpractice. Mr. Boluade advised candidates without the recommended equipment to visit recognized CBT centers for the examination, adding that non-compliance with the stipulated guidelines for the conduct of the test may lead to outright disqualification of the candidate. President Bola Tinubu has rejoiced with former head of state, retired General Abdulsalam Abubakar, on his occasion of his 83rd birthday, commending his lifelong dedication to the peace, stability, and democratic progress of Nigeria. In a statement released by the State House, Tinubu described General Abubakar as a patriotic of uncommon integrity, whose exemplary leadership has left a lasting imprint on the country's political history. Tinubu noted that General Abubakar's legacy, particularly his role in leading Nigeria through a peaceful transition to democratic rule in 1999, remains a watershed moment in the history of the nation. The president also acknowledged the former leader's ongoing efforts in fostering peace and dialogue across the nation, highlighting his work as chairman of the National Peace Committee. The Federal Capital Territory Administration has reaffirmed its commitment to protecting elderly citizens from various forms of abuse, including health-related, physical, emotional, financial, and psychological maltreatment within the territory. This assurance was given by the Mandate Secretary of the FCT Health Service and Environment Secretariat, Dr. Adedolapo Fashai, in a commemoration of the 2025 World Elder Abuse Awareness Day themed Beyond Age. Mrs. Fashai explained that the day marked globally on June 15 seeks to raise awareness about the often silent abuse of older persons and to promote the protection of their rights and dignity. She noted that under the leadership of the FCT Minister, Yinsin Wike, the FCTA will actively support elderly residents through initiatives such as the Renewed Hope Initiative Medical Mission Support for the Elderly, which aims to improve their overall well-being. A group, the Campaign for Democracy, has called on President Bola Tinubu to initiate urgent reforms to tackle economic challenges facing the country and to ameliorate the sufferings of the people. The national president of the group, Reverend Iroyin Ojokanri, in a statement lamented that the Tinubu's administration had not yet found solutions to several economic hardship and suffering of Nigerians in the last 2 years of being in power. The group warned that if the government failed to prioritize people-oriented policies and address the plight of Nigerians, this could lead to instability and potential unrest. Edo State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, has applauded Governor Monday Okpebholo for intensifying efforts to combat cultism across the state. The commendation was contained in a communique issued after the council's monthly congress, which took place at the NUJ Secretariat in Benin City. The union described the ongoing clampdown as a vital move aimed at restoring law and order, as well as safeguarding the lives and property of citizens. The Kwara State Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Board has commenced investigation into recent incident involving some state pilgrims who were reportedly defrauded of their basic travel allowance. A statement by the Executive Secretary of the board, Abdul Salam Abdul Qadri, noted that further investigations were ongoing to expose the criminals behind the act, which occurred in Saudi Arabia during the just concluded Hajj exercise. The board condemned the action of those who exploited the goodwill and vulnerability of the pilgrims and expressed readiness to act on any credible information that could help identify and prosecute the perpetrators. The Nigerian Union of Teachers, NUT, has urged President Bola Tinubu to prioritize teachers' values and welfare to make the profession more attractive for younger generation. The NUT National President, Audu Amba, who made the appeal in an interview, urged the government to make teacher a model and recognize the teaching profession as a pillar of societal advancement. Amba explained that deliberate policies should be made to place teachers' seats in frontal roles as other professions and teaching profession a preferred choice for youths. He noted that many students had little or no passion for teaching profession, and this was most demonstrated when a candidate scores low marks in the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination UTME. And the Kano State government has expressed concern over the rising incidents of violent gang clashes across Kano City and its environs, which have resulted in the loss of lives and growing fear among residents. The State Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Mohammed Tajuddin, in an interview with journalists, linked the unrest to political sabotage, accusing some opposition figures of deliberately fueling the crisis to discredit the administration. He assured residents that the government's commitment to restore peace, adding that the dedicated committee set up by the state government to tackle the menace of gang violence under the leadership of the Commissioner for Science, Technology, Dr. Yusuf Ibrahim Kafa, was working round the clock to boost security in the state. And moving on to the foreign scene, U.S. President Donald Trump is considering imposing travel ban on Nigerians and citizens of an additional 35 countries. The list of the countries, which was contained in a State Department memo, would be a significant expansion of the travel ban announced by the administration early this month. A total, there are 25 African nations facing visa bans or other restrictions. And U.S. President Donald Trump has denied his country's involvement in the conflict between Israel and Islamic Republic of Iran. Trump, on his social media handle, warned Iran against any nature of attack on the U.S., saying the Islamic nation will live to regret any such action. Trump insisted that the U.S. has nothing to do with the attack on Iran by the Israeli Defense Force, but added that his country was willing to bring peace between the two nations. That's the midday news. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon.
káàsán àsìkò ìsinmi òní ìròyìn ọjọ́ kan rí la mú wá fún yín láti lè ṣe tẹlifíṣàn ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì. Táíwò Lékan Àjàyí lórúkọ tèmi. Kọmíṣánná fẹ́tò ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ nípínlẹ̀ Èkìtì olóyè Táíwò Ọlátúbọ̀sún ló ti sọ pé gbèǹdéke ọjọ́ 23 oṣù yìí tí wọ́n fún àwọn tó ń tajà lẹ́bàá ọ̀nà nílùú Adó Èkìtì ló wà fún àǹfààní ara wọn. Bó ti ní ọjà títà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ títì ló jẹ́ ohun tó léwu fún ẹ̀mí ènìyàn tó sì mú kí ìdádúró kí ó bá kálọ̀kábọ̀ àwọn ọkọ̀ lójú pópó. Wọ́n ṣàlàyé wípé ọjà àgbìpọ̀ ọlọ́pẹ tí wọ́n ṣe lọ́ṣọ̀ọ́ pẹ̀lú ohun ìgbàlódé tí yóò mú kí ó rọrùn fún àwọn aráàlú láti tajà ni wọn yóò gbé sílẹ̀ ní owó tí kò gara tí kò sì ní pa àwọn aráàlú lára rárá. Gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí ti fọwọ́ sí ìyànsípò àwọn olùkọ́ àgbà méjì láti dí àwọn ààyè tó ṣòfò nínú ìṣàkóso àwọn iléèwé girama nípínlẹ̀ Èkìtì. Àtẹ̀jáde kan látọwọ́ akọ̀wé àgbà àjọ tescom ọ̀gbẹ́ni Michael Olúwadé sọ pé arábìnrin Àjàyí Adékẹ́mi àti arábìnrin Adéṣuyì Tèmísọ́pẹ́ yóò rọ́pò Adéṣọlá aya Ògúnkọ́rọ̀dé àti Àríkẹ́ aya Aládésùnmí tó ti fẹ̀yìntì lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n pé 100 ọdún lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ ọba gẹ́gẹ́ bí tutor general fún ẹkùn àríwá àti àárín gbùngbùn ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì. Aya Àjàyí tó jẹ́ akọ̀wé tẹ́lẹ̀ fẹ́gbẹ́ ANCOS nípínlẹ̀ yìí àti akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè ọdún 1988 lórí ìmọ̀ English education àti láti ayé fásitì Ondo State tó ti wá di fásitì ti ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì báyìí jẹ́ aládarí ti ìṣètò ìwádìí àti àkọọ́lẹ̀ lájọ náà. Aya Adéṣuyì tó wá láti fásitì kan náà jẹ́ ẹni tó gboyè lórí ìmọ̀ English àti Literary Studies ní ọdún 1989 tó jẹ́ ọ̀gá àgbà Ìkẹrẹ́ High School. Àwọn ìyànsípò wọ̀nyí ló gbéra sọ lójú ẹsẹ̀. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ti sọ pé kò ní sí àwọn oríkò tí wọ́n yà sọ́tọ̀ láti lò fún ìdánwò CBT tí àwọn tó fẹ́ gba iṣẹ́ olùkọ́ àti èyí tí kìí ṣe ti olùkọ́ni ní àwọn iléèwé girama ìjọba nípínlẹ̀ yìí tí yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ Ajé. Akọ̀wé àgbà lájọ tescom nípínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ọ̀gbẹ́ni Michael Bolúwadé ló fi ọ̀rọ̀ yìí léde. Ó sọ pé àwọn tó ń kópa nínú ètò ìdánwò náà yóò lo kọ̀ǹpútà alágbèéká tó ní íńtánẹ́ẹ̀tì tàbí àwọn tó ní àwọn webcam láti ilé wọn tàbí agbègbè tó tẹ́ wọn lọ́rùn. Bó ti tẹnumọ́ pé kámẹ́rà onínọ́mbà tó so mọ́ ni wọ́n lè fẹ́ lò láti dènà màgòmágó ní àkókò tí ìdánwò náà bá ń wáyé. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bolúwadé gba àwọn tó ń kópa tí kò ní àwọn ohun yìí nímọ̀ràn láti kàn sí àwọn oríkò CBT tí wọ́n mọ̀ fún ìdánwò náà. Bó ti fi kún un pé ẹni tó bá kùnà láti tẹ̀lé àwọn ìlànà tí wọ́n ṣètò sílẹ̀ wọ̀nyí fún ìdánwò náà ó lè ṣokùnfà ìjákulẹ̀ fún wọn. Ó pe àwọn nọ́mbà ẹ̀rọ ìléwọ́ tí wọ́n yóò pè láti ṣe ìwádìí túbọ̀ sí. Nọ́mbà òun ni 0803 600 5382 0803 600 5382. Ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu ló ti dáwọ́ ìdùnnú pẹ̀lú olórí orílẹ̀-èdè yìí láyé ìjọba ológun ajagun fẹ̀yìntì nígbà kan rí General Abdulsalam Abubakar níbi tí bí ó ti pé ọmọ ọdún 63 lókè èèpẹ̀ tó sì gbóríyìn fún un nípa akitiyan rẹ̀ lórí àlàáfíà àti ìmúdúróore ètò òṣèlú lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà. Nínú àtẹ̀jáde tí wọ́n fi léde, Tinubu ṣàpèjúwe ọ̀gágun ọ̀hún gẹ́gẹ́ bí adarí tí ipa rẹ̀ ti dúró re nínú ìtàn òṣèlú orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Ó ní ipa tó ti kó lórí òṣèlú orílẹ̀-èdè yìí pàápàá lórí bí ó ti léwájú àti lànà fún ìjọba tiwantiwa lọ́dún 1999 ló jẹ́ ohun mánigbàgbé. Ààrẹ wá kí ajagun fẹ̀yìntì náà tó tún jẹ́ alága fún àjọ tó ń bójútó ètò àlàáfíà ilẹ̀ yìí wípé ó kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun. Àwọn ẹgbẹ́ kan tí wọ́n pe orúkọ wọn ní Campaign for Democracy ni wọ́n ti ké sí ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu láti tètè wójútùú sí àdójúkọ tó ń kojú orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà lọ́wọ́. Ààrẹ ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀hún tí orúkọ rẹ̀ ń jẹ́ Reverend Ifeanyi Odili nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ sọ pé ààrẹ ní kò tí ì rátúnṣe sí ìyà àti ìnilára tí orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ń kojú lẹ́yìn ọdún méjì tó ti wà lórí àlééfà. Àwọn ẹgbẹ́ akọ̀ròyìn ẹ̀ka ti ìpínlẹ̀ Edo ni wọ́n ti gbóṣùbà káre fún gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún Monday Ọ̀pẹ́bọlò fún akitiyan rẹ̀ ní gbígbógun ti àwọn ẹgbẹ́ òkùnkùn nípínlẹ̀ náà. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ni wọ́n fi léde lẹ́yìn ìpàdé olóṣooṣù wọn lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n ṣe ní sẹkítẹ́rìàtì ẹgbẹ́ náà nílùú Benin. Wọ́n ní ìgbésẹ̀ náà ló wà lójú àti mú kí ètò òfin kó fẹsẹ̀ rinlẹ̀ dáadáa àti dídáàbòbò ohun ìní àwọn ènìyàn àti aráàlú. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Kano ló ti kọminú lórí rògbòdìyàn àwọn ọmọ gàfé tí wọ́n ṣokùnfà ikú ọ̀pọ̀ olùgbé, èyí tó sì fa ìpayà sí ọkàn àwọn ènìyàn jákèjádò ìpínlẹ̀ náà. Kọmíṣánná fún ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ àti ọ̀rọ̀ oyè jíjẹ Mohammed Tajudeen nínú ìfọ̀rọ̀wánilẹ́nuwò rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn akọ̀ròyìn ó sọ wípé àwọn olóṣèlú alátakò ló ń ṣe agbátẹrù rògbòdìyàn náà léyìí tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lójúnà àti tàbùkù ẹni tí ó ń ṣe ìjọba lọ́wọ́ nípínlẹ̀ náà. Ó fi dá àwọn aráàlú lójú ìfarajì ìjọba òun láti mú kí àlàáfíà jọba. Ó fi kún pé ìjọba ti gbé ìgbìmọ̀ kan kalẹ̀ lábẹ́ ìdarí kọmíṣánná fún ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ àti ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ ọ̀mọ̀wé Yusuf Ibrahim tó ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ yípo báyìí láti mú kí ètò ààbò kí ó lè dòdò nípínlẹ̀ náà. Ìròyìn ilẹ̀ òkèèrè. Ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè US Donald Trump ló ti ń gbèrò àti gbẹ́sẹ̀ lé wíwọlé sórílẹ̀-èdè ọ̀hún fáwọn orílẹ̀-èdè márùndínlógójì kan léyìí tí orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà wà lára wọn. Ìròyìn ọ̀hún tí wọ́n fi léde láàárọ̀ òní ni wọ́n ti sọ iye àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tí ìdádúró náà yóò kàn. Àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè márùndínlọ́gbọ̀n nílẹ̀ adúláwọ̀ ló wà lára àwọn tó ń kojú ìṣòro ìdádúró náà. Ìwé tí akọ̀wé orílẹ̀-èdè náà Marco Rubio fọwọ́ sí ṣàlàyé wípé àwọn aláṣẹ orílẹ̀-èdè gbogbo tí ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀hún kàn ni wọ́n fún ní gbèǹdéke 60 ọjọ́ láti wá ojútùú sí ọ̀rọ̀ náà. Ààrẹ Donald Trump ló ti sẹ́ ẹ̀sùn wípé orílẹ̀-èdè US lọ́wọ́ sí ìjà tó ń wáyé láàrin orílẹ̀-èdè Israel àti Iran. Ó ní ààrẹ ọ̀hún ní ẹni tí ó ṣàlàyé wípé ó fi àtẹ̀jáde léde lórí social media rẹ̀ níbi tó ti kìlọ̀ fún orílẹ̀-èdè Iran láti má ṣe gbìyànjú àdójúkọ kankan sí orílẹ̀-èdè Israel. Bó ti ní orílẹ̀-èdè Israel kò lọ́wọ́ nínú ìjà orílẹ̀-èdè méjèèjì náà, ṣùgbọ́n àwọn ń wá ọ̀nà láti gbìyànjú kí ìrẹ́pọ̀ kí ó lè wà láàrin àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè méjèèjì. Èyí ni òpin ìròyìn wa fún ti ọ̀sán òní. Aago 7 ìkẹ́ tún darapọ̀ mọ́ wa fún ìròyìn àwùjọ ẹ̀ka sàn.